So this is going to be the deltoid muscle. Okay, this is the deltoid muscle. You should recognize that this is the scapula, and this bone that you see here, you can also see here, okay, is going to be your spine of the scapula. Okay? So, first things first, it sits like this in the body. Okay? This is my clavicle. Did I call this clavicle or scapula? I did call it scapula. Okay, just making sure. This right here is the clavicle. Okay? This is the pectoralis major. What they've done is they've cut the pectoralis major at this point. So everybody see that? So they've cut it. Okay, so you're only seeing a portion of pectoralis major. So here's pectoralis major. Next, we know that this is the spine of the scapula. The muscle that's above the spine of the scapula is going to be the supraspinatus muscle. The muscle below it is the infraspinatus muscle. So supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscle. Okay. What we want to do is we want to talk about the order of these, because these can get complicated. All of this, and this is all part of infraspinatus. So we see that this, and this is all infraspinatus. So it gets confusing because sometimes I'll put a sticker here, put a sticker here, and people will think it's something else because this looks like the only thing that's infraspinatus. It's not. This, and this is all infraspinatus. So what are the other parts we have to worry about? This one right here is teres major. This right here is teres minor. This is infraspinatus, and this is supraspinatus. Okay? So teres major, teres minor, infraspinatus, and supraspinatus. If we look on the other side, we notice that we're looking at subscapularis. Again, if you learn those parts of the bones, it makes this muscle part a little easier. So here's subscapularis. So subscapularis, teres major, teres minor, infraspinatus, and supraspinatus. Notice that you can only see teres major from the anterior side. You can't see teres minor. So everybody see that? You can't see teres minor here. Okay. Next, as we go and look at the brachium, okay? From here to here again is going to be the brachium, right? Okay. So this muscle right here is the biceps brachii muscle. This is considered the belly of the muscle. So this is the belly of the biceps brachii. Biceps indicating what? 2, and brachii indicating brachium, upper arm. So biceps brachii, this is 1 and this is 2 heads. We call the one out here the lateral head. Now, how do we know it's the lateral head? What should we look for? The thumb. So I know that the thumb is going to be lateral. So this is the lateral head or long head. Actually, I prefer you to call it a long head. Okay, it's on the lateral side. And this one that's on the medial side is going to be called the short head. So this is the long head of the biceps brachii, and this is the short head of the biceps brachii. Does everybody get that? Okay. Next, if we look in here, we see this small muscle here. This is a group of nerves right here in yellow, which we're going to go over. This blood vessel here, you're going to go over in anatomy too. But this right here is going to be the coracobrachialis. So this is the coracobrachialis. Okay? Why is it called coracobrachialis? Because coraco is implying that it attaches to the coracoid process, which it is. And brachialis is indicating brachium. Next, if we go to lateral side, this is going to be called the brachialis. The brachialis starts lateral, but if you follow its fibers, it does continue in here and here. Okay, so here, here, and here is all part of the brachialis. So again, we have biceps brachii, lateral head, excuse me, keep calling it that, long head and short head. And this one right here is going to be coracobrachialis. And this right here is going to be the brachialis. Next, we look for the elbow. This is the elbow right here. And the elbow, you'll notice all of this in white is going to be a tendon or an aponeurosis. Now, a difference between a tendon and aponeurosis is really not much. You see the tendons kind of come to a point, kind of narrow down. And aponeurosis is like what we see on here, okay? See this right here? It's a wide band of dense regular connective tissue, so that's going to be an aponeurosis, okay? So, going back to this, here's the elbow, which you know is the olecranon process. And there are 3 muscles that are on the posterior side of your brachium. 1, 2, 3. And we call that the triceps brachii. So they're collectively called the what? Triceps brachii. So if I was going to name this, this, and this, one of them is going to be the lateral head, one of them is going to be the long head, and one of them is going to be the medial head. Now, I could tell you, and I want you to see, that there's a big division here between this muscle and this muscle, therefore indicating 2 different muscles. Does everybody see that? So here we have the division. Here we have a big division. that separates this muscle from this muscle. So you know they're going to be two different muscles. So we have a lateral head, we have a medial head, and we have a long head. So what you want to do is you always want to remember anatomical position. So if you take the thumb and you follow the thumb leads to this muscle. So this must be the what head? Lateral head. Good. Which leaves two more. We have the what? Long head and the medial head. So here we have two of them. Which one's longer, A or B? A. So therefore that's the long head, and process of elimination, this must be the what? Medial head. So my advice to you is to memorize the names of all three of these muscles, okay? And then start with lateral head, and then just go by process of elimination of which one's going to be long and which one's going to be medial, okay? Last but not least, this right here is going to be a tendon for a muscle. You just see a piece of the muscle right there, and that right there is going to be the latissimus dorsi. So where exactly is the latissimus dorsi? So we can look at this guy, and I'll show you the latissimus dorsi is this one right here. It's what gives people that nice V shape to their body. This right here is the latissimus dorsi. Does everybody get that?